Welcome to The Vault, a mini-series within the Tales of the Lost universe that ventures into secrets hidden inside the archives of the Library of Congress. In this next batch of episodes, we will be exploring the many cancelled American anime adaptations created by Renaissance Atlantic and Bandai Entertainment, rejected pilots and TV treatments forever lost in the archives. Until now, each new episode covers a new discovery. What piece of lost media might turn up next? Follow us as we dive into the depths of the vault. A feast for the eyes.
If you were a kid in the mid-90s to early 2000s, it's likely that you remember the visual handheld pet craze that swiftly gained popularity within the toy industry. The market was flooded with several kinds of handheld and virtual pets during that time, anything from Pika Pets and Dinky Dinos. This evolution of virtual pet lines all experienced roughly equal levels of success during this period, all thanks to the release of the first handheld gadget known as the Tamagotchi. Akihiro Yokoi of Wiz and Aki Maita of Bandai designed the portable digital pet in Japan. The handheld debuted in Japan on November 23, 1996, and swiftly found its way to toy stores across the United States on May 1st of the following year. The virtual pet, contained in a pocket-sized egg-shaped device, was a toy that required constant love and affection from its owner. Feeding and engaging in activities with your creature would allow you to witness your pet flourish before your eyes. But neglecting your pet for an extended period of time would result in your creature dying. While somewhat jarring, making these actions and consequences of Tamagotchi more lifelike only further personified these handhelds as part of the family, rather than just a toy. Tamagotchi was an instant hit, soon becoming one of the most popular toys of the late 1990s and early 2000s. Hundreds of variations on the virtual pet formula were rolled out by Bandai and other companies over the course of the next decade. These devices depicted various animal monsters and creatures, including domestic pets, dragons, and even a newborn baby. As of March 2021, over 83 million units have been sold worldwide. Tamagotchi's success generated hundreds of children's merch, computer games, and film adaptations, with the first Japanese-only anime, Anime TV de Hakken Tamagotchi, premiering on July 7, 1997. Meanwhile, that same year in the United States, Bandai America, in collaboration with 7th Level Inc., released the English animated movie Tamagotchi Video Adventures. In this 42.5-minute video, the Tamagotchi are sent to Earth on a mission to collect an object that best exemplifies the planet for the Tamagotchi Museum back on their home planet. At the end of the special, an original animated music video titled What's a Tamagotchi and a How to Draw Tamagotchi film starring director Dan Kunster were featured. Many fans were quick to point out that Tamagotchi Adventures featured the logo Tamagotchi Tunes, as well as a unique episode title card that read, "Now Museum, Now You Don't." This would strongly imply that this special was developed with a full series in mind. Rather than simply dubbing the 1997 Japanese series Anime TV de Hakken Tamagotchi, they chose to produce an entirely new special and release it that same year. With it being such a common practice to Americanize Japanese properties in both the 80s and 90s, this theory that it may have been a pilot pitch doesn't come as much of a shock. It was entirely on brand for Bandai America to try to transform Japanese IP into something they believed would be more relatable to North American kids in 1997. With Bandai America being run by former Renaissance Atlantic president Frank Ward during that time, I was deeply curious if there had been any connection from Tamagotchi Video Adventures to the submitted Tamagotchi treatment I had found listed in the Library of Congress database. The TV treatment had been submitted to the Library of Congress in June of 1997, 1 month before the debut of the Japanese Tamagotchi series and its accompanying English special. Oddly enough, even though Frank Ward had, at the time, been president at Bandai America, the company responsible for Tamagotchi Video Adventures, the TV treatment had been submitted under his alias company, Renaissance Atlantic Entertainment. Given that Frank submitted these documents the same year as the release of both the Japanese series and the 42-minute English special, I am confident that this 6-page treatment was an early concept for what would later be repurposed as the Tamagotchi Video Adventures pilot. Fortunately, this copy had not been lost to the archives, and I was able to inspect the material for myself. When I read through the treatment, I spotted several similarities with Tamagotchi Video Adventures. Firstly, both series center around Tamagotchi's fascination with the planet Earth. In both the 45-minute special and the TV treatment, the planet Earth is monitored through a television set, and humans are viewed as a form of entertainment to the digital aliens. In Video Adventures, the Tamagotchi are asked to retrieve an item from Earth that best describes it, as sort of a planetary show and tell. Whilst in the TV treatment, the show centers around a select group of Tamagotchi who win a vacation to planet Earth to better learn human customs and culture. Even a few of the primary characters mentioned in the treatment share some similarities to the characters present in Video Adventures. We can also see that both concepts share an equal amount of heavy pop culture references and contain similar styles of humor. Lastly, in both Tamagotchi iterations, the creatures can freely navigate the Earth, a change seen in both that contradicts the canon of the original Japanese version. In the Japanese version, the Tamagotchi cannot survive on the Earth's atmosphere without the aid of their electronic egg devices. After reading the outline, I wondered if perhaps some of the unused sketches shown in the How to Draw segment of the Video Adventure special were based on early concepts from this TV treatment. I wondered at what point the pilot had branched off into something else, having been conceived so closely to one another, and more importantly, why it had been produced before the Japanese series could even air. In any case, Tamagotchi Video Adventures and its early treatment serves as an interesting blip on the Tamagotchi timeline and something that deserves to be shared. So without further ado, here is the full 6-page treatment of Frank Ward's Tamagotchi, a TV series.
The President of the United States is addressing the nation from the Oval Office. His mood is somber but edged with urgency. My fellow Americans, I speak to you tonight about an event unprecedented in human history. NASA believes it has found life in outer space. We have actual radio contact from an object circling our atmosphere. The message was, and I quote, "Have no fear. We come in peace." After consulting with the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the UN High Command, we decided not to oppose these interplanetary visitors. We shall, however, take full security precautions at the landing site, which is, as of yet, unknown. When just then, the president is handed a bulletin. My friends, I have just been advised that the alien spacecraft wishes to land in, Hollywood? Dateline, Hollywood, California. With the Hollywood sign in the background, we see dozens of searchlights sweeping the night sky. Masses of National Guard troops, police tanks, as well as the usual array of TV trucks and packs of reporters surround the landing site. Tension grips the scene. We hear the crackle of radio communications between the NASA control center and a metallic voice from the approaching alien spacecraft. Billions around the world are glued to their TV sets. This is the event humanity has dreamed of, that so many books and movies have tried to imagine. At last, contact with life beyond Earth. There is an eerie hush as the tripod-shaped craft, gleaming white metallic, descends vertically with a deep whine. It settles to the ground just next to a 50s-style car hop restaurant. A ramp descends. Our background TV commentator is, by now, almost hysterical with anticipation. And 7 of the oddest creatures imaginable tumble happily down. The Tamagotchis are here. This is life from an advanced civilization? Who are these, things, and where have they come from? We shall learn as our drama unfolds that Tamagotchi is a planet far beyond our galaxy, whose inhabitants are, not so imaginatively, called Tamagotchis. They've been watching Earth for some time now, and in fact, we are the subject of one of the most popular TV shows on planet Tamagotchi. Hysterically idiotic and funny intergalactic videos, aka High Five. They find America especially amusing. Each evening on Tamagotchi, they gather in front of huge wraparound TV screens watching us, Consequently, they know us well. Not only can they speak our language, they can also do amazing imitations of their favorite humans, such as Woody Allen, Bob Dole, Tom Brokaw, and Snoop Doggy Dogg. It turns out that the intrepid 7 Pioneer visitors have actually won this intergalactic trip in a Tamagotchi lottery. For them, this is a dream come true, and they are looking forward to a fabulous holiday. Our crowd, of course, will have different ideas, and as the drama unfolds, we'll learn just how foolish we can really be. Now let's meet the Tamagotchi tour group. They've all learned English back home using the hooked on Pernich method. Unfortunately, their accents have been tempered by what they've heard on American TV. When they're excited or agitated, however, they slip into their native language, which we'll be able to follow via subtitles in the show. Arn, Oog, and their son Bishy and his dog Pithy are a family unit, proving that neurosis knows no celestial bounds. This is a Tamagotchian dysfunctional family. Arn is the dad, an ultra-conservative. He speaks and behaves a bit like Archie Bunker. He's an authority on practically everything and regularly mispronounces words of more than 2 syllables. He tries with absolutely no success to run everyone's lives and has endless run-ins with human authorities. Oog is the mom, and what a mom she is. Lucy pales behind Oog. She's upwardly mobile, always trying to get to a high ring on the social ladder. She'll be much smitten with Beverly Hills. Invariably, she ends up humbled, but not for too long. She's forever reminding people that her ancestors came to Tamagotchi on the interstellar version of the Mayflower, and that she could have been, and still could be, a star. Bishy, their son, is, in defiance of his genetic heritage, a genius. Modest, yet his head contains a veritable encyclopedia of knowledge. Out of a clear blue sky, he can quote the formula of intergalactic warp escape velocity, biomechanic theory, Babe Ruth's lifetime slugging percentages, or Yeats. Pithy, their dog, interestingly enough, has also managed to grasp a bit of English, albeit with a heavy Tamagotchian accent. He's very attracted to our dogs, cats, budgies, horses, and so on. For him, the zoo is like People magazine. He empathizes with the animals' plight as second-class citizens. He relates to the idea of loving animals, not eating them. Along with the family, our little tour group has Y, who is a bit depressed on Tamagotchi and really needed this trip to get in touch with himself. To our ears, he sounds a bit like Shecky Green. Nothing for him sits quite right. The wonders of America are for Y unimpressive. Whatever we have, he's seen better at home. An ugly tourist, but he makes many tensioned observations about our culture. Lint, on the other hand, just adores our culture. Vaguely androgynous, Lint is much attracted to the organic, homeopathic scene. Hates noise, dirt, and fatty foods. Would love to dress like the Hugo Boss ads, but he has no body, so his fashion statements tend toward hats and designer glasses. Rip, meanwhile, is a Tamagotchian Lothario, who believes he's God's gift to women, but his rejection rate is 100%. He tries to be suave, but it comes out in cliches and mixed metaphors. Never discouraged, however, Rip keeps on hustling. His rather slovenly eating habits annoy Lint, and they have a bit of a Felix-Oscar relationship. We'll see our heroes involved in such adventures as 1. Shoe manufacturers and cereal makers will fall all over themselves to get the Tamagotchis to endorse their brands. 2. Movie producers will schmooze the Tamagotchis, demanding the film rights, or at least to be their agent. Oh, by the way, which one's pink? 3. The Tamagotchis will discover the joys of dealing with real estate agents as they try to buy a vacation home in Bel Air. And unhappy neighbors demand that the INS deport our alien friends who are, of course, without green cards. 4. Fundraisers will come out of the woodwork trying to network with our alien heroes, who have no idea why anyone wants money. 5. Politicians shamelessly pander to the Tamagotchians for support in the latest election. 6. Tamagotchis meet Santa Claus and discover what Christmas really means. Volume. 7. New Age Beverly Hill matrons attempt to use the Tamagotchis as channels for their weekly seance groups. 8. Right-wing extremists bungle their efforts to kidnap the Tamagotchis, who they believe are government agents planted to distract everyone from a worldwide conspiracy to... well, that's not really important.
Thank you for dining with us. There's more where that came from. What lost media do you think will be shown from the vault next? If you would like to support this little series, don't forget to like and subscribe. Ta-ta for now.